Hi, I'm being joined right now by a member of the Senate from Jordan, Dr. Hayel Ovidat. Thank you very much for speaking to us on NewsX World here in Geneva. And I want to understand from you the significance of IPU for your country.
Thank you, and thank you for NewsX. It is a pleasure for me to talk through NewsX about the important role of IPU to strengthen the relation between parliaments in all countries, and in the same time which reflect the strength of relation between peoples in the world. With mission of peace and mission of development. What I expect and what we expect from IPU to be more powerful organization to take the proper role in political issues.
Absolutely. What do you think is the role of democracies and democracies across the globe in the current circumstances where we see conflicts taking place?
You know, first of all, you know, India was it is one of the oldest country in democracy, and we hope to follow Indian experience or any Indian historical experience since 50s in the last century, and we hope also to follow this model of democracy, not only in not only in Jordan but all over the third countries. In Jordan we have model of democracy, but we haven't until now proper parties which take over the governmental or the governmental let's see the governmental sectors.
I do want to understand from you about your experience of being at the IPO. This is your first time. And the theme of IPO, talking about human rights and what role do parliamentarians play in, especially in, very sensitive times, is, the Gaza conflict, and there has been the humanitarian issue that has risen.
Yeah, it is the first time for me that participate, but I'm participating in other conferences. But the biggest is IPU. The biggest activities is in IPU. And this morning they propose a paper about the election of Secretary General, and I think this is mandatory, but there is priorities before the selection of Secretary General in UN. I think about how we can be fair in the council, national council, to give the rights for according to the, let's say, to the peoples who lives in India and in South America, and I think like Argentina and India, for example. I hope that they will take their place in National Council. But before we go to election of, to modify the election, the mode of election of General Secretary, I think we should give the rights for other countries to take the proper place in National Council.
Okay.
The other things, it is, we should not, but we hope that they review the issue of veto, because we saw veto absent in many situations, like for example what happened in Gaza before 2 years. and in other regions in the world. The National Council was mute.
Yes. Yes. Uh, how important and significant a role does Jordan play in the recent ceasefire that has been achieved between Israel and Hamas?
Yeah, Jordan, by His Majesty King Abdullah II, play an important role to establish a permanent peace in the region, and Jordan also playing an important role when they assuming the supply of medical device and food for Gaza. Jordan was the first country who sent plane with foods, and in the same times many Coventry or camions with more than 300 traffics during per week, I mean, not during the per week. And this gives the survival just for Gaza people. Hopefully, other countries, mainly our friends, even European or Asian or African, to follow this model of support for Gaza people, and to take also a clear and this is what we saw in the last 2 weeks, how many countries who started to recognize by Palestinian state. More than 152 countries, they take over this action. And this is, hope it will establish a Palestinian state in the future.
Okay, talking about the role of artificial intelligence, the potential of artificial intelligence in governance in Jordan, what work has the government been doing in this aspect?
Yeah, artificial intelligence is a new trend in the world, not only in Jordan, even and I know, for example, most majority of scientists in artificial intelligence and computer science, they are Indians. And it's a surprise for you that my son also continue his education in England in artificial intelligence this year. It is important to take this artificial intelligence models in the governance to be a strategic for not only Jordan. We start in Jordan, sorry, with the artificial intelligence to be applied in many sectors, governmental and even in private sector, to develop our status. This is important also in IPU. It is important because if we don't take it today, it will be obligatory next day to apply the artificial intelligence on all model of life.
Has the government of Jordan now started to build frameworks when it comes to policy and regulation of artificial intelligence in your country?
Yeah, we start to build not only regulation, even we start to apply this regulation in many fields of life or sectors of activities in Jordan. And it is important also to be legalized this artificial intelligence rules and also statements, let's say, because without artificial intelligence, it is the mirror of transparency. If you want to be honest, it is the mirror of transparency and governance. Without this, no country cannot develop its status.
What is your view of India as an emerging economy? It is already the fourth largest. It is on its way to become the third largest economy of the world.
I don't understand.
How do you view India as an emerging economy?
Yeah, India, we follow India and we have deep relations in many finance and economic sectors between Jordan and India because we look at India that is the third power, economic power in the world. Yani we have, yes, we have US and we have China, but India it is very important. I think not only it's not personal, but we think in Senate that India play an important role not only on economic, also on political and strategic policies. We in Jordan we have deep relation with India, mainly in we cooperate in many industry like phosphate and etc. And they are partnership with us, India. Yeah.
Uh, of course, you know, just a fun question. Have you ever tried Indian food, Indian cuisine? And if yes, which is your favorite food?
Yesterday we eat Indian food.
Fantastic. What did you eat?
Yesterday by default was
Here
invited.
in Geneva.
Yeah, in Geneva we were invited for to Indian restaurants and it was very delicious.
Wonderful. And which is that one cuisine, of, one food from Jordanian cuisine that you would recommend the people across the globe to taste?
I think in Jordan it is recognized mansaf, this, but we have other traditional foods like magluba, like mlokhia, but mansaf it is the famous.
Okay, wonderful. And
It is with meat, yeah, and yogurt. This is
okay.
yeah.
Okay. And finally, which is that one place in Jordan that you would recommend tourists from across the globe to come visit?
I think Petra and Dead Sea. It is recommended to visit it now mainly, and most of European came to Jordan or come to Jordan every winter in thousand or 100,000 because the climate is very wonderful.
Thank you very much for speaking to me on NewsX World, and have a wonderful remaining 3 days of the IPO assembly.
Thank you, me too, me too. And all success, all wishes for you personally, Mika, and for NewsX.
Thank you very much.
Also, our friends, Indian peoples.